Unlike a lot of people, college was never on my radar. When I was in high school, I thought that only geniuses went to college. I went to a lower income kind of high school. Basically, it was ghetto. It was poor. And I thought that college was basically for geniuses. And all of my friends, you know, their goals were to just work at Target, McDonald's, and having that was like a career. But one of my buddies were like, you know what, you get paid to go to college. And I was like, seriously? I could get paid? And he was like, yeah man, you're gonna get like $3,000 a semester. And I'm like, what the fuck? $3,000? You know what I could do with $3,000? I could buy a pound of weed. It was a stupid fucking reason, but that's what got me into college. I didn't know it was free money to help broke ghetto people get up off of their feet and into the world and getting a better job. I had no idea that's what these federal grants were for. If I keep straight A's, you know, they were just gonna pay me this money. That's what I thought. And so for a year and a half, I kept straight A's until my friend was like, dude, you fucking stupid. All you need is a 2.0. And I was like, what the fuck? But by that time, it was too late. I loved education. I loved learning. I loved just discovering myself and just seeing what the fuck was out there in the world. So back in the day, on AOL, chat room hip hop, I met a dude that was in the same city as me, and he went by the name of DJ Soul Chimp. I was like 14 at the time. I think he was like 16 or 17, so he had a car and he was like, yo, you want to go to Hip Hop Summit? It was this huge event where like people were breakdancing and all that stuff, and I was like, yeah, let's go. And he took me over there, and like that's when I saw my first celebrity. I remember Exhibit walking down the stairs, and I looked up and I'm like, holy shit, that's Exhibit. And he was like, what's up? And I'm like, whoa, he said what's up to us. And I was so starstruck, and I saw these people and I was like, dude, this is fucking sick. And afterwards, when we went back, he taught me like how to DJ. He helped me like record my first songs, and like we created a crew together. He introduced me to like hip hop, the art form.
Let me do what I want to, just chilling with my crew. No need of fuss, ain't about a fuss, this is all about us.
Throughout time, you know, we would just continuously make art together, music, all that stuff. And eventually I went off and made solo music. And James was during the time getting into film. So he recorded my first music videos, and that was my first exposure to performing in front of camera.
Roll real slow with the flow that I kick up. Gotta find a way about this 9 to 5 mix up. Holding to the thin rope, sliding down the slope, and it's going downhill, don't wanna be broke.
Fast forward to James becoming a film director, and he needed some actors. So he called me up and he was like, yo, can you play this role as a doctor? And I'm like, alright. So every time, like, you know, he would ask me, a couple of other friends, and we'd just come over, you know, we would just act in his films. And at the time, I never ever thought about becoming an actor. He just needed someone. And I was like, dude, this is really fun. It's like playing pretend when I was little, but it's like real life, you know, like it turns into something where we capture this moment in a piece of history. And it got me interested in acting. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have known how fun it was. And at the same time, I was conflicted. I was like, shit, should I be a drug dealer, a rapper, or should I just work in a company? We got a truck today. So this is it. Oh, okay. So it's really funny how me and Bart became friends, because we both went to the same high school but didn't know we existed. And to give you an idea of how many Asians there are in our neighborhood, there's so many Asians that not all Asians know each other. I know for the rest of this nation, all Asians know each other in these other different cities, or they're like 1 degree of separation. But for us, like, we went to the same high school, but I met him in college. But I didn't even meet him at college. I met him at an MMA gym. So we went to the same fight club, basically. And while we were like pretty much training there, we were goofing off, and I was like, dude, this guy is fucking hilarious. And then he understands my jokes and shit. As I was talking to him, I find out, oh shit, we go to the same college too? And we went to the same high school? And you know this guy, and you know that guy? What the hell, man? So we just started hanging out, and we both like to laugh and have a good time and piss the fuck off of our friends. Here goes Danny's taking a dump. Straight up taking a dump in the bathroom. Danny's taking a dump. Hey, did you even wipe, fool? What the fuck?
Man, you didn't tell me you're gonna film.
I remember we were hanging out at Bart's house and we had like a movie night. And we watched this movie called Blood Diamond. And for some reason, after the movie, right, like we were just in a circle on the driveway talking about cars and stuff. And for some odd reason, our friends just start getting in this heated ass debate about rims. And me and Bart are looking at each other like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like one of our friends, his face was getting red like fucking Kool-Aid man, and he was just getting heated like, you don't know what you're talking about. And during this whole time, me and Bart are giggling, and I don't know who started it, but one of us started going, Blood Diamond, every time there was a silent moment. So can you imagine, like, no, fuck that, dude. 5 spokes are better. What are you talking about? That shit ain't gonna, it's not good enough. And then in the silence you hear, Blood Diamond. I don't know. I think that moment was the moment when we were like, dude, we can't get that serious, because like, especially off of petty bullshit. I think the type of people me and Bart are, we're very observant of our surroundings and the people, and we find like these things about characters and we start copying them and we start wanting to be them and mimic them. And like, it's a rare trait that I don't know many people do. Like, people aren't like just studying other people and their mannerisms and like trying to copy them. That's fucking weird. But me and him, we just find that really entertaining, and I have yet to meet that, like, another person that does that. And I think it was just one of those like natural sixth sense kind of things where it's like, okay, he's copying someone, let me one up him copying another person, and we just create a different world, and we start having conversations as like Mexican cholos, straight up thugs, Cantonese chef, a Vietnamese drug dealer, or like whatever. Like we used to copy everybody around us, and I think we got so annoying to the point where our friends weren't even fazed by, like, one day we would just speak in a completely different accent. Hey baby, don't talk to this guy, because you know why? He beat his dick like it's all him money. That's why, okay? Don't grow up to be the pervert like that guy. We do the stupidest shit and want to just share it. Like, if one of us nailed the Russian accent, we're just like, oh my god, I can't fucking wait to like show him I can do this. It's so fucking stupid. You know what? It reminds me of a kid that picks the fattest booger out of his nose and he just can't wait to show his friends. I remember this one specific moment. I had this idea because first I didn't want to show my face on camera because I was like this badass rapper. I was too cool. I was too cool for that shit, but I still had a funny side to me that I had to express. So what I did was I created this character called Mr. Chin, and I made a face on my chin, and I flipped the camera upside down so no one knew who the fuck I was, and then I covered my neck, and then with that character I just talked about my day and how my dog died.
And I get so sad that I went to the store and I went to buy the flower, and I buried my dog that day, and I put the flower on the grave. Then I cry. This what happened.
I don't know what made me do that, but I thought it was so fucking funny. When Bart saw this video, I think it inspired him to do a response video. And he came at me with like 3 other videos. He had one called Chinito Gomez, another one called Be Easy, and another one was Uncle Sam Gets Jacked.
I was at the gas station, pumped the gas in my favorite car, man, the 86 Corolla. And then this big black guy, man, he came out of nowhere. He had a big gun, and then he said to me, oh, I'm so sad. This is a jack move, nigga. You best give me your motherfucking money, cunt. I don't even have the money, man.
He showed my friend's mom, he showed everybody. Like, everywhere he went, he couldn't wait to like pop open his laptop and like show people. I think at that moment I was like, you know what? we gotta make fucking films. Like, we gotta do this shit. Like, and that's when we created Just Kidding Films, and we created our first skit, Chigga Hunting.
There's Chinamen in our neighborhood. Chinaman? That's right, Chinaman. But we like to call them chiggers.
So it was pretty crazy when we started getting those views. It was like, what the fuck, we don't have 100 friends. Where the fuck did these views come from? And when I'm looking back at that time, we had no fucking clue of what was gonna happen. The moral of the story is just keep going forward, and no matter how fucking stupid the idea is to everybody else, if it makes sense to you, it's gonna hit. Because eventually, if people love what you do and you can provide a good service that no one else can, you're gonna be the motherfucking billionaire, dude. I don't know if college is the reason why we started Just Kidding Films, but it did help me and Bart become closer because of the same college we went to. And just by proximity and the things we were learning and the classmates that we had and the people we would mimic in class, and all of it just kind of came together. It's kind of like this. It's like, did the park help you become a basketball star? No, like you could play basketball at a lot of different places, right? But it's not really just the park. It's like you, your friends, everything put together. And I think it's really important that if you're taking those opportunities that come to you and you're able to change within and develop and grow, you guys are gonna see a fuck ton of success. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video because it was very meaningful for me to put our story out there. And for all of you guys that's been following us for the last 7+ years, thank you very much for your loyalty and your support. Please comment down below and tell me what you thought, because you know I periodically check it and I sometimes comment back from time to time if you haven't noticed. Also, if this is your first video to this channel, welcome. Please subscribe and thumbs up for likes. And check this video to my left. It's not really him, but it looks really close to him. It's a Chihuahua sweater, and I thought it was really dope. So I get to promote my #1 star